I've got a new miter saw. You might have noticed me using it, putting it to the test in the past weeks, the Vevor 12-inch compound miter saw, which Vevor has sent me for free in exchange for my honest opinion, posted directly to you at the same time as them. Right from a design point, this saw won me over. It can be put against the wall while still having all the cut length of a sliding miter saw, something that at this price level is unseen elsewhere. The saw has a bunch of interesting features, so let's get right to it and see how it does with different materials, and more importantly, how it did in projects I've been busy doing in my shop in the past weeks, putting it to the real test. I've been using a non-sliding saw, and the stuff this can do, the reach it has is a blessing for such a compact setup against the wall. Here's how it went. Right out the box, it's ready to use. The blade is assembled, and you just need to get a project and get going. The fence is really square. I tested it out a few miters off camera and the angles were good. The materials are solid, so I don't think this is going out of square ever. There's no plastic parts except for the obvious mortar housing and some dust collection port elements. Its precision and usability in making some precise dado cuts, which is something I've been doing with okay precision at best, with a small cheap 7.5-inch miter saw that I'm now sold because I knew this was coming. I wanted to make a project that truly puts it to the test. I cut 4 equal 2x2s that I made from 2x4s, and I want to squeeze this shelf precisely into dados on both ends of the 2x2, creating a plant stand that I sell on the marketplace, but that will have 0 screws, all held by precise cuts and wood glue. To save some time and get more precise results across the board, I'm clamping all the 2x2s together and doing work in 2 series of cuts. There's holes here in the fence, as you can see on the outside, which are meant to bolt such boards, and you'll see why in a bit. To do dados, you want a throughout cut at a higher level than the bottom of the saw, and the saw is made, the awl that way, to cut from the corner and nothing more, so anything that goes above the bottom wouldn't get cut. To go around that, you create a double fence, in this case triple, so that the saw blade passes through the entire cut. Hard to explain, but you'll see. In a series of cuts, moving by the width of the blade each time, I get it done in no time, and repeat for the second side. As you can see from trying fitment, this was nice and tight. Now with some glue clamps in about 20 minutes, I got a screwless plant stand that's going to last forever. It's tight in there and the wood glue has what it needs to work. I've been selling a lot of variations of this plant stand over time, and this is by far the easiest one to make. And the Vevor Saw's precision is definitely helping getting this done. I'm happy with the results. Now onto another project. You might have seen lately on my channel I started selling bowl holders of different sizes on the marketplace. Cutting a lot of 2x2s and 1x4s with this project, and one thing I noticed is that the blade that it comes with is super sharp and gives great cuts. This is not always the case with stock blades, so this is super appreciated. No need to shop for a blade as soon as you get this off. This will get you going. This makes sanding, assembly, and final result just nicer, more crisp, and just a better product than if I had a bunch of tear out or imprecise cuts. I've been having some success selling those, so you can expect me to make quite a few more and maybe share it here on the channel. Now on to features. This saw's main feature, as I said already, is that it can slide forward instead of backwards like most saws, and definitely all saws of this price point. This lets you use it against the wall with the space of basically a chop saw that doesn't slide at all. This is the reason I wanted this saw, and I love it for it. Next, a feature that I don't really care for, but maybe you will, is a light. In my shop it's super lit, so I don't use it, but if you're working in a dim garage, this light is really bright, a LED, and will get the job done. Next is a desk stopper, which you've seen me use to make a plant stand. I've seen some saws that you can do like this one, raise or lower a screw, but this one has this awesome little twist, where you can set it but also turn it on or off with this simple little platform. This makes keeping a setting between cuts while being able to use the saw normally easy, and it's awesome while super simple. Dust collection is good enough. I don't think any miter saw can do that perfectly, but with a good vacuum I got plugged on it, it's doing a decent job with minimal cleanup. I've not ran it with the bag or without dust collection, as I try to run all my tools on dust collection for health and cleanup reasons. Overall, I love this saw. It's replaced the saw you've seen me use in the past years. Its huge cut capacity, small footprint, and great precision are all stuff I required to have it replace my saw, and it does that great. Expect, of course, to see more of this in the future, as I use my miter saw basically every project. Thanks to Vevor for sending this over. I really love working on your tools. The sander you've also sent me is used in most of my projects and is still doing amazing. I'm sure this will too. I've put links in the description to the miter saw and the sander while at it. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and see you next time.